Hello, Gun Nation. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope y'all are doing well. Let's do a quick roll call. Sorry, I was busy doing something real fast. I just put up a post if y'all want to check it out over on the community tab. We'll get into it in a minute. We've got Brian DeShane checked in. He is going to be watching the VP candidates. Rich B's in the house. Pistol Pete, Mike Kai, CZ Shadow 2, Superfan. What state would you guys say would be the best Pro 2A state to live in today? And would be the most likely to stay? Whew. I mean, Texas is still good. Wyoming, and that's a tough one. Who knows? I mean, that could change in a day, you know. Hello, chessboard. How are you? Dirt Track 410. Yeah, I was going to say Virginia. That's what I'm saying. That stuff changes. Hello, Lake Ozark guy. Abigail's in the house. Right thing to do. Good evening. Idaho. Hello, reloading from the hot pot. DB's in the house. Hope y'all are all doing well. I did do a post. I've got the new Streamlight in. It's going to be hard to see. I mean, this is the package. But it is the new Streamlight. It's the ProTac Rail Mount HL, high lumen, of course, X Pro USB. So it is 1,000 lumens. It's 50,000 candela. So if y'all watch the Mantis X video, it is on the rifle back there. So that is what it's on, and I've been testing it. So far, really liking it. Got a little Buffalo Trace, or quite a bit of Buffalo Trace this evening. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that tastes good. But anyway, let's see here. Hello, A-Dubs. Ohio let me down. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Stuff can flip. It's crazy, you know. We had freaking Irish turd pretending like he's Hispanic. Little Beto Flores, trying to pull his crap. But, because of Austin, Dallas, Houston, man, I mean, I remember back when Austin was blood red. I mean, but it's not now. So it's crazy. Yeah, Streamlights makes great lights. I mean, I have other ones that I really like. I really like Cloud Defensive, but they make super great lights. But for the price point, it's really, really hard to beat Streamlight and their warranty. I mean, I've only had to replace, God, one Streamlight. The switch went bad. It was that little push. It was one of those little bitty ones. The push button went bad, and I just called them and I was like, "Hey, this thing's like 9,000 years old," and they were like, "We don't even make that model anymore and haven't for numerous years, but we'll go ahead and send you. We're not even going to take it back. You just destroy it, field destroy it." So that's what I did, and I mean, it didn't work anyway. And they just sent me the newer model for that one at no charge. So. And it was super quick turnaround. I mean, I called them that day. I think I got it in the mail 2 days later. They even FedExed it, I think. So, but that was like 10 years ago. Well, yeah, maybe 8 years ago. But I'm not joking. I had that light probably for 10 years. I think I had washed it a couple of times, probably dried it a couple of times. I'm sure the dryer might have even melted the damn switch. Who knows? I tend to leave lights in my pocket quite a bit when I wash my clothes. That happens though. Hello, A-Dubs. Hope you are doing well. Let's see here. Let me catch back up. Yeah, we're going to get into the no holds barred. Yeah, Pistol Pete, that's kind of what we're going to be getting into. So you kind of hit the nail on the head. Rich B says, I got a Smith & Wesson a few years ago, just their basic M&P 15. Looking to upgrade from it. Any suggestions? I mean, you can do a couple of things, Rich, and these are some things you might just try. I mean, if you like your M&P 15, I mean, they're great rifles. There's nothing wrong with them, unless it is the old one that does not have the free float rail. But you could upgrade it with a trigger. You can upgrade your optic. I mean, there's a lot of upgrades you can do to that particular rifle to make it better. But if you're just wanting something completely new, man, there's so many things out there. LaRue makes really good stuff. You've got, I can't even think right now. There's so damn many of them. And now is the time to buy it because there's so many damn sales on it. BCG is really, really good for the money. You don't have to get a Geisley. The Geisleys are super nice, but you don't have to spend that much money. BCG is pretty nice stuff, but it just depends on what you're looking for. I would definitely recommend a handguard, so you have a free floated barrel. Triggers you can change on anything, so don't worry about that. But get something that you're happy with. That's what it comes down to. Hello, Matt Moore. How are you? Yeah, M&P 15. Let's see here. Yeah, they did have a problem with the Streamlight had a problem with some of the batteries rattling around in there. What you could do to fix that is actually take the spring out of the back and just pull the spring out a little bit to add more tension, and that usually fixed that. That was on some of their earlier ones. I know the newer ones, they've actually, I think they've even put a heavier spring in them on their own. Rock Chalk saying, do you have any recommendations of companies that will mill my SP01 for a red dot? Oh man, there's so many out there. Slidework Engineering, I've had really good luck with them. The one in Plano that did my STI, my old school STI. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Crap. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. They do a lot of staccatos and stuff like that, and they do also do CZs. So you can check out my video for my STI 45, and that's who did that one. Big J, do you have body armor and a plate carrier? I've got concealable soft. I have put off my armor because I'm not a LARPer. Yes, I do have. I've got 3 sets. One is right there on the floor. I was actually going to hang it up, and then I thought, eh. But yeah, I've got Spiritus carriers. One is camo, one is black, and what color is the other one? I think it's also another camo. The plates I have, they're super thin, but they are level, I think it's level 3 or level 3 plus, might be level 4, but they are steel. It's called thin steel. A lot of our law enforcement here local use it, so I got it from the same company. I've got a video on it way back. Matter of fact, the company that I'm talking about milling it in Plano, Texas, Vulcan Machine Works. Vulcan Machine Works. That is their name, Vulcan Machine Works. That's who did my STI 45. Well, they also have an armor company that's in the same building, and that's where I bought my armor. They do a lot of police departments and things like that. And it's got the anti-spall on it. I've looked at it this way. Yes, I can buy ceramic. You know, I can buy all that other stuff. Ceramic, and I tried a ceramic on myself, and it's kind of bulky. And this was even like their really good, expensive ceramic, but it was like real thick and it was kind of bulky. And even with it fitting correctly on the Spiritus or whatever it's called, um, it didn't really, I don't know, I just didn't really like the fit of it. And I have the shooter cut armor, so I can still move my arms in this way. That's what I've got in all of mine. And I really like it. It wasn't all that expensive, but it's rated like 762 by 39, 308, green tips. I mean, it's got all kinds of ratings and it is certified. It's really certified. I actually have a certificate with my armor. Some of it you buy, and I do have some ceramic, but I found out they were advertising it as US made. It wasn't US made. So, and there's no certification with it. But with my other armor, I have certification. So, yes, Lynn, you are correct. I didn't even see that, but it just popped in my brain all of a sudden. I started saying V in my head. And yes, Cajun Gunworks does it. CZ Custom does it as well. What are your thoughts on the Sig Spear? I think it's very overrated. I have not seen good reviews on it. Matter of fact, I won't say who. Y'all don't know them, but I don't want to mention the name of the place. But they were shooting one, and it wasn't getting good. It wasn't getting good accuracy, and you could just sit there and kind of move the barrel around, and that's not good. So I think there's better options out there, way better options. I mean, body armor, I look at it this way. Is it a must? Probably not. Is it good to have? Yeah. Um, it does, weight you down a little bit. I also have, I don't know if y'all have seen them. It's called a speed carrier. Super light. It does not have any armor on it. Super light. You just throw it over you. It gives you 3 AR-10 mags. And I did get the side compartment so I can put 4 pistol mags in it. Super light. Just kind of sling it over you, snap it in the back. Does not offer any bullet protection or anything like that, but it allows you to have quite a bit of ammo on you, and you don't even have to put a battle belt or race belt, anything like that on. So, and in one of those pockets, you could put like a small trauma kit. You can put a tourniquet. You can put things like that in it as well, in the magazine pouches. Yeah, but here's the thing. Also on ceramic has a shelf life. It does have a shelf life. So they stamp them. Your steel never has a shelf life. And your steel can take multiple impacts in the same spot. Hopefully, we don't ever have to run into that. I'm not saying ceramic is bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying cost, bulkiness. It just didn't work for me. Not saying, I mean, my other one, I have ceramic in it, and I kind of look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's just really cumbersome, and I just don't like that. Taylor, I don't have any experience with the CMMG Mutant. From what I've heard about it, I know Harry has one. He has the 300 Blackout. He really likes it. So, I mean, I think you're good to go with something like that if that's what you want. I mean, 7.62 by 39 is a good round, very good round. So we've got like I talked about, the Streamlight. So we did talk about that also, and I put a video up, and I kind of wanted to kind of explain it. The Mantis X, and this is the Blackbeard X for the AR-15. I put the video up, and I decided, I wanted to do it all in the dark. That might have not been the best decision. I could see it, but a lot of people were like, man, I can't see it very good. And I had a lot of complaints on that video. And I can understand why. It was very dark outside. Now, here's the thing, when I was using the light and I would turn the light on and I'm looking through the scope, I could see the laser clear as a bell. But when I turned the light on the video, you couldn't see the laser. So, you know, I could see where that would suck for y'all. You know, I just, I haven't seen, I haven't seen anybody do it in the dark. And I've only kind of watched the Mantis videos, a couple of theirs. I haven't gone through and watched everybody's video on it. I kind of wanted to get my own opinion first. Matter of fact, I checked it out first on my own, played around with it in the house, and then I watched a couple of Mantis videos just to see what they were saying about it. But it's pretty crazy how it works. You put this in as your BCG. So this is your bolt carrier group. Take your bolt carrier group out with the 1 pin, slide this in. You got the cutout on the bottom. You got the little electrodes right here. Oops, right here. That's where it contacts the battery. And then it opens, kind of opens, and it flips and opens and closes, and it moves your trigger. So it resets your trigger for you. Then here's your battery pack. So in the Blackbeard X, yes, you've got the gyroscope, you've got everything. So if you want to watch it on your phone and plug all the app in, you can see what your time is, your movement, you can check all of that. When you charge it, it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, you can't see them, but under this plastic right here, there's a whole strip of LEDs. I don't think you can see it because they're not lit up now. When you plug it in, they all light up as they're charging, and then when it's done, they're all constant. You plug it in right there through the USB port. It took about 16 hours for this to charge, but it says you can get like thousands and thousands of trigger pulls. I guarantee you, I've probably blown through 600 already. I haven't checked the charge, but this thing's still going. Very strong. It's not, you know, doesn't seem any weirdness to the trigger. I tested it in multiple ARs. I do not have any mil-spec triggers on my ARs. So I tested it with the CMG or C, yeah, I guess it's the CMG trigger. Tested it with a Rise Armament trigger. Tested it with the Hyperfire trigger. Tested it with 3 or 4 triggers, and it works on every one of them. I'm assuming it also works on mil-spec. I just don't have any mil-spec. So I pull all those out. I'm not a mil-spec fan. But yeah, you just push the button down here, and then it will pair to your phone when you're ready. And you can pull up your app and have everything on your phone to record your trigger presses, your movement on your gun, tracking of the shot. If you transition to another target, it'll track all of that. I wanted to play with it without the app. I have the app because I also use it on my pistol. I've worked with Mantis for about 5 years. I know the owner, or met the owner, and we got a relationship, met him in person. So really like the Elite X for the pistol. That's my favorite one. And now this one for the AR-15. I've only tested it around the home, out in the backyard. Probably 600 or 700 trigger presses already. And with the green laser, this one has the green laser. The rifle that you see behind you has the Vortex 1-6 on it with the red dot in it. So what I have found is your height over bore. I'm running a 193 optic mount on there, so it is really high. I like the high ones because I got a big old head and I don't have to turtle down. I just keep the head up and just pop up, pop up, pop up. You know, I have total heads up display, and I'm really loving the 193 mounts. Been playing with that one for maybe a little over a year. I really like it. I'll probably go to more of those in the future. The only thing in the prone, when you're laying in the prone, you really have to crank your neck up, and it sucks in the prone. But for all your CQB or go fast guns, I highly recommend the 193. I haven't gotten to the 2.2, you know, the Unity. So I don't know about that one personally. I think it would be fine, but it's a tall boy. But I am so far really liking the Blackbeard X Mantis. I mean, the reset, checking your height over bore is awesome because the closer you get, you'll distinguish your height over bore. So it does teach you to aim higher. On a couple of targets, like I was aiming here and I was hitting here because that was my height over bore up close. When you go farther out, they kind of, sync together. So if you're wanting to practice that, that's what I wanted to practice mainly. And it's really helped with that. So I think it's worthwhile so far. I'm still testing it. And it makes dry fire way more fun. Matter of fact, I was walking around the house and, inside the house, and I was like shooting over the light switches, from a distance and all that other stuff. And my wife was like, I'm walking around the house with my rifle. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, you idiot. And I'm like, I'm testing my CQB skills, just joking around with her. But she was like, well, what is that? And so I showed her and I go, look at the light switch over there. And then I just went, pit, pit, put a couple on light switch. And she goes, what? Why is that green? I was like, it's a laser. So I was explaining it to her and she was like, oh, that's really cool. Well, my wife has shot ARs, but they're loud and obnoxious. And she doesn't, it kind of scares her. But she was really getting down with this and really liking it. So that's another thing. If I can get her onto this and get her hooked on this, and then, just say, hey, it's the same thing, but now you have noise. I mean, there's no recoil on it. It does not produce recoil, but an AR-15 really doesn't have any recoil. 223, 5.56 doesn't, to me anyway. But, it's a great training aid too. She enjoyed it. I mean, hell, she did it probably 30 or 40 times, pulling the trigger. So, and it saves ammo. So, and you're getting practice, just not recoil. So I think it's a good option. And if you're interested in it, I've got an affiliate link on that video. You can buy one or buy any of Amanda's products. So when you tap that link, it'll take you to a screen, and up in the top corner, you can tap it and whichever one you're looking for, like the pistol, the rifle, whatever. So let's catch back up here. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. But I kind of wanted to give it to you live because when you watch the video, you might be like, and I probably should have opened up the box and shown everything and shown me putting it together and doing all the other stuff. But then I was like, well, maybe people have already watched that kind of video, so they're just going to want to see it. And they've seen it through people's houses, but haven't seen it outside. So that was kind of my bright idea. Sorry if I failed on that. Just trying to do something different. But I did have a lot of people that did not like it. They were like, that's your worst video ever. And don't go hate on them. I was like, oh, I appreciate the feedback, So let me catch back up. Wow, I got really far behind. Tiny flashlight for an AR. Yeah. All right, and here's what I wanted to bring up. Also, just to let you know, Texas Gun Experience, and I mentioned this before, this coming Saturday, they are celebrating their 4-year anniversary of being open. So they're going to have food, prizes. They're doing a giveaway like every hour. They're giving away guns, scopes, all kinds of stuff. There's going to be I think 11 or 12 vendors there. There's going to be Avid is going to be there. Shadow Systems is going to be there. Dead Air will be there. Vortex will be there. So there's going to be other people there too. But if you want to come down, and it's from 11 to 3, I'll be there as well. So come by, say hi, all that stuff. I'd love to meet y'all in person if you want to come by. But they're going to have some really good sales also while that's going on. So I think that would be a pretty cool time to meet everybody and grab you some food. I don't know what kind of food they're having, but I think that's going to be a pretty fun time. I think this will be my 4th one I've been to. And where I was going tonight with the No Holds Barred. What's up, Ball and Curious? How are you? where I was going with the no holds barred is, y'all can y'all can put in any comment, or any person can put in any comment. It's not going to make me mad. It's not going to do anything. But I will tell you right back, my opinion, and, how you might be wrong, or how your opinion is differing from mine. I'm not afraid to let anybody know that. I think y'all know that about me. Also, I'm never saying that my opinion is the only opinion. Y'all know that. I tell everybody, buy what you want, run what you want, carry what you want. Doesn't matter to me. I don't say you got to buy this gun or you're dumb. I'm not that person. But where I was going with this also is, with all the stuff that's going around right now, with the money that we've given to Ukraine, all this other stuff. And you notice you haven't heard anything else about that anymore recently. So, but it's like we're taking care of everybody and their brother, and we're in everybody's business, and we're worried about everybody, but we're not worried about ourselves. And that pisses me off. Pisses me off really bad. Like I said before, we've got veterans over here that we can't get help for. We've got homeless people. We've got, people that don't eat every day. We've got people who can't pay for their medications because everything's so freaking expensive. We've got people who just can't live, or they're living in their damn car because shit's so expensive. But yet we're giving money to everybody and their brother. That's what I don't get, and that's what I don't understand. Basically take the gloves off and just start saying how you feel. It's not right. We need to take care of our own. We've got people pouring over the border. We're giving them benefits. We're giving them free phones. We're giving them all this bullshit, and they're not even freaking citizens. So when are we going to start taking care of our own? When is that going to happen? I just don't get it. Under this regime, it's like they don't give two shits about U.S. citizens. They give a shit about everybody else. And if it were ever coming for us to need help, everybody's going to turn tail and run. Everybody says, I know that we're the biggest and we're the baddest and all this other stuff. I agree with that. But we're not here to raise people. We're not here to bail people out of issues. That's not what we're about. I mean, we need to take care of our own. Quit worrying about everybody else. So that's my 2 cents. Man, I don't want to start cussing and, doing all that other stuff, but I think y'all know where I'm going with this. Hello, Pranic. How are you? Pranic says I might be able to make it out on Saturday. I work Saturdays, though. If you can come by, I'd love to meet you in person. I know we've, chatted a lot in the comments, but I'd love to meet you in person. I've met a bunch of people up there, even just if I'm up there looking around, people are like, hey, you Big J? And I'm like, yeah. So I've met quite a few people. It's always fun. Hello, Casey. How are you? Yeah. Can you say money laundering? But Pistol Pete saying they care more about other countries, illegal drug addicts and criminals than U.S. Yeah. And I mean, look at the people in the streets, man, crapping in the streets, doing drugs in the streets, all this shit. They need to just come and wipe that crap out. Just spray them down with freaking high pressure hoses, man. Fire hoses for everybody. Let's see. It's time to let them know that being elected is a service, not a retirement job. We control the term limits. Exactly. I mean, people are dying in Congress. I mean, literally, you look at them and you're like, how in the hell? I mean, look who's running or trying to run the show. We know that that's not happening, but I mean, it's like Weekend at Bernie's every time you see that. If I'm probably calling my age because a lot of people are like, what the hell are you talking about, Weekend at Bernie's? It's a movie where a guy was dead and they propped him up and walked him around, carried him around to parties and stuff. Put sunglasses on, everybody thought he was alive. So that's pretty much what we've got going on right now. It's normal for folks to grieve loss when they come to churches to give their views on common sense gun safety measures. I draw the line. A mother from one of the Nashville shooting victims. Yeah, I I feel for everybody that happens to, but the way that I look at it is every place should be armed. Every place. I don't care if it's a police. If you walk into a police station, you should be armed. If you walk into a government building, you should be armed. Any soft target, you should be armed. Hospitals, anywhere, because that's where people are going to go to do evil shit. So, you can't just say, hey, invite the wolves to the hen house. I've said that 9 million times, and that's what keeps happening. Kids are our future. We got to protect them. So, but yeah, Marshall. Yep. This is not the first time it's ever happened either. But we got 35 on. Definitely, if y'all have any questions, comments, anything like that, please let it rip. I wanted to kind of, since I'm at home tonight, wanted to kind of set the gun up, put some light in here, kind of make it look a little better than y'all see in a damn hotel room all the time. We got Billy Jack up there in the corner representing. I popped him many, many years ago. And I got a great rifle. That rifle back there that you see, I built. So very proud of that one. It's a runner. It will definitely shred, but I really enjoy that rifle. For my 16-inch non-suppressed, that one has a Lantac Dragon on it, so it's got a very loud comp or break, but it'll get it. You can shred with that rifle. Of course, it's 223 5.56, but it's a very fun rifle. So. And also spray painted it. You probably can't see it very well because of the light, but it's spray painted olive drab, FDE, and brown. Kind of has like a checkering design on it. It actually came out really nice. I've got some close-up pictures, I think, in the community from way back. And it does have the Vortex 1-6 on it. It's got the CMG trigger. It's now got the Surefire on it. It had a different light on it before. It's got a Vickers sling on it. It's got a piece of Picatinny rail on the very, very front for a bipod. If I ever need to put one on it. It's got the Magpul grip on it. All of it's spray painted. I don't give a shit about, hey, you're going to get paint on my trigger. It's painted. It's got a B5 stock on it. It's painted. And it's got a 193, what mount it is. I think it's a LaRue. It's a LaRue quick release mount, 193. I have seen that lead and steel enclosed dot. I personally haven't shot with it, so I don't know about that. Saw some reviews where a guy broke it. They razzed him pretty bad because they said he purposely broke it. I don't know. But I personally have not tried it myself. Chessboard is saying, hit the like for Big J, 38 watching and 12 thumbs up. It's free. Hey, I appreciate that, Chessboard. Yeah, definitely smack that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Y'all are the reason this happens. This chat is all about y'all. Yeah, I mean, Pistol Pete, the time now, if you need a gun, the time now is to buy it. I mean, they are giving them away. Prices on things are super, super good if you're needing anything. I would definitely recommend buying it now. And I'm not saying go out and max out your credit cards. I think I've talked about that before. Don't do anything silly. Just get what you need. But if you've got extra income or, you need some things, now's the time to definitely buy it. Ammo shortage. Oh man, I've still seen videos about that. I'm just like, good lord, this. Ugh. No, I'm not seeing any freezing on my end. It seems to be doing pretty well. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I don't know anything personally about the lead and steel, but man, I mean, there's just so many options out there, and I'm not saying theirs is bad, but there's just so many different options out there. Um, I don't know if they're a proven company, long term company yet. Um, they might be great, but yeah, 45 ACP. I have seen some good deals on it, Lynn. You're seeing 36 and 37 cents per round. I'm seeing some pretty decent prices on 45. Taylor Brown, what chest rigs you like and or gear for 308 battle rifle mags? The one that I have is a Blue Force gear. Very impressed with their products. I've been running Blue Force gear and I bought it. They didn't give it to me. I've been running their products for, gosh, I have two of them, two different ones. I bought them at different times. And I did buy them both for 308 on purpose, but they will hold 7.62 by 39. They will hold AR-15 mags as well. It's got the stretchy material, and so far I haven't had any issues with them. But I really like Blue Force gear stuff. There's so many different things out there and so many different options. But Blue Force gear, they stand behind it. It's all American made. Um, I've had real good luck with them. Sometimes you can find some really, really good sales on them too. I got both of mine on sale. So I'd probably wait till Black Friday and, maybe sign up for their email because they're always going to have sales. I mean, I got mine for like half the normal price. I mean, it was a smoking deal. I got one camoed and one in olive drab. Let's see here. Is an AR-10 more for long distance shooting versus AR-15? Rich B, you can use an AR-10 for anything. Um, you know, hell, you could shoot 25 yards with it if you need to. Um, I mean, like for home defense, if I were to send a 308 off in my house, it's probably going to go through the brick, it's going to go through the sheetrock, and it could go across the street to my neighbor's house. So I don't really recommend a 308 for your home defense rifle, so to say. But yes, normally a 308 or AR-10 is going to be more for more longer distance, or what I really prefer it for is if you're going to have to go through a car door, um, any concrete barrier, sheet metal, uh, anything like that, where an AR-15 or 55 grain or even a 68 grain, 77 grain could fragment or come apart. An AR-10 is pretty much going to punch through most of the stuff. Maybe not the first bullet, second bullet, third bullet, but you're getting through stuff quicker than you are with an AR-15. So that is what I prefer it for. So it really depends on what you're needing it for, what your kind of mission is. But I just love 308 personally. I mean, I love 300 Blackout, 308, AR-15. I like it. It's just not my favorite. Let's see here. I know you have evaluated a lot of red dots. Thinking about an Acro P2 or an EPS carry, if you could only pick one. Well, Lynn, I have looked through the EPS carries and the EPS regular. I don't personally own one. I know a lot of people here do, and they have gotten really great reviews. So I couldn't personally pick it because I personally haven't put a lot of rounds in it, carried it, beat it up, where I have the Acro P2. I really do like the Acro P2 quite a bit. A lot of people think it's a big old goofy mailbox where the EPS is much smaller and you are getting a enclosed emitter, which is a really great option. So it's going to take a smaller footprint. And honestly, they're about the same window size. If you had to do an SHTF or throw it, a whole bunch, or you dropped it a lot, or beat it up too much, or all that other stuff, the aim point's pretty proven. Um, Anything can fail, but I am really liking the Acro P2. I get asked that quite a bit. I really like the Steiner MPS as well. However, the Steiner battery is nowhere near the Acro P2. But the Steiner has a bigger window, it's clearer glass, um, things like that. But it just does not have the battery life. It takes that little small battery. And if you keep it on like the second highest brightness, you're only going to get about 2 weeks out of that battery if you do a constant on. But if you kept it dim way down, you can get longer life out of it. Or if you don't keep on the constant function and you just click it on and then load it in your britches, you can get, I think, 13 hours before. If you don't touch it, it'll shut off in 13 hours. I believe that's what it is. However, if you bump the up or down just one time, just any time during that time, it kind of starts the clock all over again. So I have carried the EPS carry, or excuse me, the not EPS, the MPS, the Steiner. So I've carried it, but it really kind of depends on what you're looking for, what footprint you like, things like that. I will say this. This is one more pro for the Acro P2. I much, much, much prefer the Acro mounting footprint, because if you haven't seen it, it's got the really big, thick bar, and you're putting the Acro on it and then clamping it down to the side so it's grabbing it. And that is pretty much shear proof, where screws can shear. This bar, there's no way in hell that thing's going to shear. So as far as robustness and durability and things like that, I prefer the Acro footprint. That's my opinion. Others that have it would probably agree with that. Pranic says, open cans and turn off TVs. AR10 does it all. That's pretty much it. Yes, sir. It does. Call in the next 10 minutes. We can't do this all day long. 3 easy payments. Hello, IBG. How are you? Free 30-day trial. But wait, there's more. ShamWow. Man, that's good. Buffalo Trace. I really like Buffalo Trace. Also, I have kind of been digging through the safes, pulling out some guns, kind of looking at things. And, I am going to do, just so y'all know, what's going to be coming. I am going to be doing some, what do I think about this older gun now? Would I use it still? Would I consider it modern in today's times? I'm going to be doing some things like that. These aren't really safe queens. A lot of these have been shot a lot just in the past. Not so much currently, but I am going to be going back through some of those, kind of giving opinions, worth it, yay, nay, do I still like it? Would I still carry it? Would I still shoot it? Would I still EDC it? Things like that. That's kind of what I'm going to be talking about. So if you're interested in something like that, and what I have, you might say, hey, what do you think about this one? Or what do you think about that one? If there's certain ones that you want to see, let me know. And we'll try to do those. 12 gauge shotty. I don't know if it will or not, to be honest with you. I don't know if anybody shot one with their 12 gauge. I don't know. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Buffalo Trace, man. It's just really hard to beat. And what's crazy is it's just sold out everywhere here. So when I was in Lubbock the last week, there's a liquor store there called Doc's. And I went in and they happened to have it, but you could only get like one bottle per day. And one evening I went by there and bumped into it and they had it. And I was like, oh, crap. So I bought one, just not the big bottle, just the regular bottle. And so, had the one. I just put it in the trunk. I didn't even drink any that week. And then, I was like, man, you can't find it in my area, so I probably need to grab another one. So I did grab another one. Now I had one at home, but not that I'm an alcoholic, but it's just so damn hard to find. So I was like, well, I'll go ahead and bring 2 bottles back with me. So that's what I did. Because it's really hard to beat. It's kind of one of my go-tos. It has been for a long time. Yes, there's other ones out there, but it's kind of like Bullet Bourbon, Buffalo Trace. I like Basil Hayden's. Those are kind of my 3 kind of go-tos, and they all taste different, but those are kind of my 3 main go-tos. And I have a bunch of other ones, and I love Blanton's, but I think it's overpriced for what it is. I really do. It's nice. I like it. I just don't think it's. And I have 2 bottles of it left. I bought a case of it like, I don't know, 6 years ago, something like that. Because I happened to bump into a case, and the guy was like, "You want to buy a case of it?" And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah!" Because everywhere else, it's like you got to get on a waiting list to get it in my area. But anyway, so, and then as far as vehicles, saw a square body today that was tricked out, had a LS2 in it, pushing 525 horsepower, which is pretty crazy for a truck because they didn't have the suspension set up for the rear. They didn't have the ladder bar, the lockdowns, nothing in the rear. So that thing's just going to sit there and roast the tires off of it. And of course, no weight in the bed. But it looked damn good. Super, super clean. It was a complete rotisserie. So it was a ground up restoration, frame off. Really, really nice truck. But of course, I can't fit in them anymore because they're just too short for the regular cabs. But it was a very nice looking truck. So, and they had a Vega, had a tricked out Vega with a 350 in it. And I was like, hey, I remember those days. And it was the Vega station wagon. Woohoo! That even makes it sweeter. But yeah, it's a performance shop, and they do a lot of hot rods and stuff like that. And I was visiting with them today, and kind of looking at all their goodies they have. Mad Dog 2020. God dang. Woo! Yep. I remember that crap. Hello, KO4S4. Everybody say hello to him. He made it. Yes. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Oh, I did want to. Y'all have been asking me. And I will post it so you can see it. I'll actually show you a picture of it so you know I'm not fibbing you. Let's see here. Hang on. Come on. Can everybody see what that is? If you know what it is, put it in the comments. What gun is that? I didn't buy one, but it is a DWX Pistol Pete. I put my hands on it, played with it, spent a little time with it, dry fired it. It's got a nice trigger. I like the trigger. Don't really care for the grips, so I would instantly put lock grips on it. They're not aggressive enough for me. But so I tested. I don't know if you can see my hand. Now, it basically it is a Shadow 2. It's a hybrid, of course, between a 2011 and a Shadow 2. We know that. I love the ergonomics about it. I love it that it does not have a grip safety on the rear because I pin all mine anyway. Well, 90% of them. I have one or two that's not pinned. I like everything about it. But here's where I go with it. Is it better than a 2011? Just holding it in my hand. The ergonomics are better. Having to be able to replace your grips are better. But if you're already invested in 2011s, Is it worth getting it? If you could just get it, yes, get one. No problem. Like I said, I have tons of P10 mags, so I could get one, P10F mags. However, am I going to buy one? No. The reason being is because I pretty much, when I was holding in my hand, playing with it and everything, I said, if I buy this, and I could have bought it right then and there, they had it. If I bought it, I would probably shoot it for a month, and I would like it. I probably wouldn't hate it. The only thing is it's not milled for an optic, but I would have to get it milled, so that's more of an expense. But does it do anything that my 2011s don't do? No, it doesn't. So I can hang a light on my 2011s. I have, 2011 triggers on my 2011s. So will I be buying one? No. If I did not have any 2011s, if I had no 2011s, would I buy it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Without question, I would buy it. But I'm already invested in 2011s, so I won't be buying one. Never say never, but after playing around with it, then having to get it optic cut and all the other stuff, I don't see a reason in it for me. So I didn't buy one, but I did play with it. And like I said, I did think it's nice. Hello, Clyde Cumberland. How are you, sir? Yeah, Pistol Pete, I agree with you. That's kind of what I was saying. The design of it is better. It's more ergonomic. You can change your side grip panels, things like that. So yes, there's a lot of features where it is better. But again, if you're already invested, should you just, hey, let's buy that? If you want to, sure, do what you want to do. But for me, I don't really see a reason in it. I'm definitely not a grip safety fan. I hate grip safeties because, for one, they just don't hit me right. Even if they're extended, they just don't hit me right because of the hand size. Most people probably would never have a problem. Matter of fact, Threat Cadre, he doesn't pin any of his because his hands aren't as big as mine. They're thick, but they're not as long. So when I shoot his guns, y'all probably see me on video. He's like, hey, try this gun. So I'll shoot this gun. And I'll sit there and I'm like, the trigger's dead. Well, no, it's not dead. The damn grip safety, I can't activate it. I have to do this weird manipulation to get my hands to work on it. So that right there does not work for me, where the DWX doesn't even have one. So it's awesome. But if you pin them, it doesn't matter. You don't have to mess with it. But also, I talked about it. Lock Grips has the new jaw grips. I talked about them last week. They are the most aggressive grips ever made. They have them for the Shadow 2, the CZ75, all the variants there. I should be getting those in about a week. They're being made, so I should get those in about a week. I got some special colors. But so I'm going to be testing those out. I'm pretty excited about it because y'all know that I like ones that can make your hands bleed. Supposedly these are going to be those. They're going to be super aggressive. So if you need any lock grips or grip stands or any, gun stands, anything like that, you can use my code, and it's BJGG10 for lock grips. I'm not shilling for them. I've been working with them for 6 years now. Love their products. They do have some new products coming. Can't really talk about them yet, but as soon as they have those, I'll get those as well. But let's see here. KO4S4 says, I got a DR 920p coming in soon, plastic to carry and 2011 to compete. Cool. That's awesome, man. Shadow Systems makes some good guns. Yeah, I am too, Pistol Pete. I want to see, and they also want me to test them because they want to make sure they're not too aggressive. They're like, they might be, we might have some people squeal about them. So that's what they want to test. And I'm not going to be the guy to squeal, but I'll definitely let you know if they chew my hands up or, make my hands bleed. But I mean, we're gonna see how they do. I don't have baby hands, but I could see some people, maybe that haven't done manual labor before, being like, man, these things are crazy. Yeah, they're way too aggressive. And that might not be the grip for you, but I'm very interested in playing with them and seeing what I think about them. Going to be rocking some Magwells as well. They make a badass Magwell for the Shadow 2s and CZ75s and things like that as well. So some of these that they're sending me will be sets. So it will be the Magwell and the new Jaws grips. I already have their Magwells. I really like them, but I'm getting these in some other colors. So that way, you know, I can test them on different guns. And I've got 2 Shadow 2s. So we're going to run different variations and different colors and things like that. So that will be pretty cool. David is saying, Big J, wisdom for being sick with bad cold or flu. Wisdom. Hot toddies. They do, and some people don't drink. I get it. But I'm telling you, if you make a hot toddy with some whiskey or some bourbon, and you can look up the recipe, there's like 5 different recipes with the honey and things like that. They really do work. When I'm feeling really nasty and stuff like that, and I'm not saying you have to be an alcoholic, just if you'll make you a hot toddy and, you know, drink it before you go to bed, it usually does make you feel better. You know, now during the day, I know you can't just sit around and drink hot toddies, but I would definitely, if you're having any kind of sore throat or anything, definitely do some honey. You can do coffee with honey if you're a coffee drinker, but you know, and it's better if you do local honey rather than store-bought honey, but if you can. Yeah, somebody was telling me, I forgot who it was, but yeah, they were saying CZ Custom still does have, it might have been IBG, so, or someone, but yeah, they were saying, you know, CZ Custom does have the Shadow 2 compacts in stock if you're interested in them. I did see them on Palmetto State Armory. They were wanting $15.99 for them. They did have them in stock, but that's just overpriced. That's gouging. Unless you absolutely have to have one, I would wait. Or get it from CZ Custom. I think they're still doing it at $12.99. But once they're out in the wild more, the prices are going to kind of stabilize. And, you know, you can go from there. Taylor is saying, any plans to get the new Trijicon RCR enclosed red dot? Personally, no. I've got a lot of RMR footprints that I could put it on, and I'm not saying it's a bad dot. Matter of fact, they're having $100 rebate right now, and I can't remember who it is, but somebody is selling it for like $545. I did see it on sale. Then you could get a $100 rebate, so that's a pretty great deal on that. If you're needing an enclosed red dot and you do have an RMR, that would be highly, you know, probably a great dot. I personally don't have any experience with it, so I don't want to speak out of my ass. But you know, I think it would be a very good option. I'm just probably not going to get one. So, or if they come way down, like a year from now, I might grab one. Let's see here. Any updates on the pistol BS? No, we're, from what I understand, we're still waiting on it. You know, it is what it is. Do what you need to do, like I've said before. But, you know, there's nothing official yet. Now they say if you're, you know, a member of like FPC and all these other things that you have, you know, that you're clear or whatever. I don't know if I'd buy that. I wouldn't just run around out in public and, you know, there's somebody's going to be trying to get a name or whatever. So you don't want to be that guy. Yeah, Pistol Pete, I've got videos. I owned PO1, a PO1 before. Had it for a long time, shot it. It's a great firearm. Nothing against it. It's just too small for my hands. So I sold mine to a subscriber. He really wanted one. So I made him a good deal on it and sold it to him, gave him some lock grips and stuff for it, or along with it. So he got a good deal, gave him some extra mags. I mean, they're great pistols, you know, and you can do a lot to convert them and change them around. You know, you can put Cajun Gunworks kits in them, things like that. I mean, they're great pistols. It's just too small for me. Yeah, P10Cs, man. They've got the new ones coming out, so they are dumping a lot of the other ones, that's for sure. And I think they're great pistols. You know, some people don't care for them, some people like them, but I think for a striker fire pistol, the P10C, P10F are great options. And there's a ton of great options out there for striker fire. You know, we could talk about striker fires shit for months. You know, to me, just being honest, a lot of striker fire pistols bore me because you buy one, the next day another one comes out. I mean, they're very boring. You know, and it doesn't matter about the different manufacturers. You know, ultimately, it's kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. Somebody can add this and add that, make it a little different, but at the end of the day, they're all striker fire trigger or striker fire guns. Hey, what's up, Trigger Bar? How are you, man? I don't believe it does, Nathan. He's asking if it has the Shadow 2 Compact has the firing block safety. I don't believe it does. I wouldn't let that scare you off. I mean, you know, you could put the safety up if you want to. You could carry it half cocked and locked if you choose to. That's not really what most people are how they're going to carry it, but however you want to do it. Yeah, I mean the sale right now is just insane on the P10s. I mean it really, really is, and they're great. I mean I've got the Gen ones. I've got two of the Gen ones, and then one of the P10F is the newest generation. But man, my Gen ones are still awesome. I mean I love them. Great pistols. Matter of fact, I carried one today. Yes, sir, Clyde. I am. That one is still on there. Matter of fact, it's on both. And if you've obviously seen it because you named it, but yes, I've got that exact same optic on both uppers, and I do like it. Been great, no issues. I haven't shot the P10F in 45. Still haven't shot it. You know, I mean, it's not like I have any buddies that have one, and you just don't see them very often. So I personally have not shot the P10F in 45. I know a lot of people. I've had other people go, "You got to shoot one. You got to shoot one," but I have not seen them anymore. Probably should have bought one when they were all out, but just didn't grab it. Trigger Bar just put something out. I guess he just dropped a video. Glock 49 MOS. Oh, that's that little bitty guy, isn't it? I heard about it, but I haven't seen it. Oh, Pistol Pete. Yes. There you go. Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. All right, it is 8:04. If y'all don't have anything, we can go a couple more minutes if y'all want to, or we can shut this bad boy down. It's completely up to y'all. If y'all have any more questions, comments, we'll stay on for 5 or 6 more minutes. Trying to think. There was something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I want to shoot. Somebody was asking me, they're like, what is your, most favorite guns to shoot? Which I thought that was kind of interesting. One of my favorite guns to shoot is my B22. Um, it's my Savage B22 Performance. That thing is a blast. It's a tack driver. It's super, super fun to shoot. A little 22 precision. It's got the MDT chassis on it. So, so fun to shoot. So relaxing. I mean, I just love it. And it is a tack driver. Now, with Lapua Center X ammo, I mean, I can put 5 rounds at 50 yards in my little pinky fingernail. So it's super accurate. But I really enjoy shooting it. It's very relaxing. As far as pistols, 2011s are super fun to shoot. I really enjoy those. My P10s, P10Cs or P10Fs are super fun to shoot. Every once in a while, I'll break out the Glock and shoot those. As far as the Glock, my favorite Glock is my Custom 19X. Really enjoy shooting it as far as a Glock. But yeah, I mean, those are probably, and of course the 22s. You know, I've got the Tandem Cross TX22 Competition Taurus. Really enjoy that one. Got the little SIG P322, and it's kind of a suppressor host. That's what I kind of got it for. It shoots really good, fairly accurate. I've got the little Holosun 507K on it, and it does really well. No issues with it. But you know, that's like when I really want to go and just relax. Honestly, it's shooting a lot of 22s, whether it be the 22 pistols or the 22 rifles. Those are just so fun to shoot. If I want to go and cause some chaos and just really make shit loud, I'll shoot the AR-10s and just, you know, bang up some stuff. But thank you, Chessboard. I appreciate you. Since you're a fellow Texan, you should check out the Tysys Republic of Texas 1911. They're only making 1836 of them. Slide is engraved. That's cool, but aren't those Turkish-made guns? I thought they were Turkish-made guns. I mean, I know. I just have this thing about. I know they're putting Texas on it and all that, and that's cool, but I thought they were Turkish. Getting one for a collection piece, yeah. There's been a lot of companies who have done Texas guns. Who was the one? God, I can't even remember. Not Colt. They did a whole series of them. They did like a John Wayne edition. They did a Texas edition. Was it Colt? But it was the 1911, and it came in a really nice walnut box. Oh, Turkish parts, yeah. Let's see here. It's kind of like that Glock with the Trump, you know, logo on it. But I think that Glock is U.S. made. I think on that model, but you know, I always say get what you want. But I don't really need any more 1911s. Let's see here. Whoops, there we go, right here. I have a model 241 Remington 22. It's old, but love it. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, I've got some old ones right here in this safe. I've got the old Carnival gun. It's the old 22 pump. They used to use them in the carnivals way back in the day. I've got one of those. I've got. I really like the old pump 22s and the old 22 rifles. They are a lot of fun. I even have a 32 hex barrel rifle, but I might have to have it converted over. All right. Well, it's 8:10. We will shut this bad boy down. But I appreciate all y'all for being on. It really means a lot. If you're interested in the Mantis X, you can go over to the video. I've got a link on there. It's an affiliate link. If you're interested in lock grips, anything they sell, you can use my code BJGG10, all capitalized. That will save you 10% off anything you order. I appreciate y'all so much. I do have a new product, or of course, I have the lock grips that'll be coming, so I will test the jaws and see how aggressive they are. See if I can get my hands to bleed. Hopefully, hopefully these are going to be the most aggressive ones they've ever made, and they said they have. This is going to be it. So, what they're trying to see if they're going to be too aggressive for most people. So, hopefully, I can stick them in my hands, and we'll see if they pinch blood. I ain't scared. I think that'd be pretty funny. But anyway, we'll play around with them. And then I do have another item that will be coming from a long-time sponsor of the channel. I guess you could say that. So they're in the process of making them. It's a new release. So I'll be getting one of those and testing it out and giving feedback on it. So hopefully, because I've been telling him, you need this needs to be made, and so he agreed. So now he's making it finally. So we should have that, I'd say, before the end of the month. And I'm gonna put in my color order soon, so we will get that information to you. But I appreciate y'all so much. Stay tuned for some videos that I'll be releasing. And we will be going back through the safe on some of the older ones. And I'm going to show probably some of my guns you've never seen before. I've had a lot of people asking about them, so never shown them on video. So we will break those out and let you see some of those. Some of them have been like, nah, I don't want to show them. But I think a lot of people could appreciate them. So we're going to break those out as well. But thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Love one another. Take care of your family, all that good stuff. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. Y'all take care. Have a great night.